I think it's just the upbringing of like the way my parents and my uncles always taught us. Like one thing is my uncles would always be like, "Yo, brand yourself." Like,
What we're saying, yeah, like we want people, but not everyone wants. Some people just want to just show pictures and
yeah,
and just show their food. Yeah, consistently persistent. Yeah,
consistently persistent. I like
I
it.
like that saying right there.
yeah. Welcome back to the credentials. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to the credentials. It's your host Charles, and we have the illustrious WezTeck Duragz in the building. Make some noise for them. We're air clap.
Yo,
Right. So we have two of the founders here. We have Wes and we have Alex, and these are two amazing entrepreneurs that actually started the business or started the vision of the business in college as roommates. Alex running track, Wes running track, and also playing football. And the goal of this, episode of the credentials is to promote WezTeck Duragz. As you can see right now, I got my silky smooth black durag on. It's very fashionable. It's very fashionable quality material. We're talking about premium velvet durag. 90% polyester, 10% spandex. Also made in the U.S. This is an American-made product. I'm so hyped
sir.
to be a part of this conversation and to share about entrepreneurs and sharing what it takes to start a business, how the business came about, why these durags are how the products that they got, and just a bit about their journey. So welcome Wes, welcome Alex to the
Thank
show,
you.
and
Appreciate it.
and
Thank you.
let's start off on talk about being roommates. Talk about that in college.
I mean, to
Man,
be honest, it was a wonderful experience. I mean, I was at McKendree a year before Wes got there. I was a freshman in college. He came there for a tour. He was going there for football and track, and then my coach told me to guide Wes and talk to Wes about McKendree University as our track program, and that's where I met him. And I didn't even know that Wes was going to come back to McKendree. I was assuming he was going to go somewhere else, different place. But then next year, he's there.
yeah,
Voila.
exactly. Just like that. The funny thing is, I remember the exact same thing. Like, I went there for my visit, and the first person I met was Alex, and then came back to the university, and instantly we was just like homies. That was it.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wes, you're in college, and is it because you always had 360 waves? You just thought about durags, or like talk about, I think Alex was telling me sophomore year you're starting to get the vision. So tell me about those formative years.
Yeah, well, so just to start off, I started cutting hair in college. So, well, I was cutting hair before that, but when I got to college, I started cutting hair like mad often. I was cutting football guys, track guys, baseball guys, basketball, soccer,
The whole
and
school.
yeah. So I was like, that's just kind of where my headspace was at, and I always wanted to do something in the hair industry after that. I mean, it was just like something that I've always done naturally without anyone ever having to tell me to do it. So it was actually like a passion. It was like, okay, I actually like this. I enjoy it. I spent time on doing it when I could have been doing other things. So, but just like Alex was saying, like, so sophomore year, I cut my hair. I started getting waves and stuff, but I was still cutting hair, and I just started always visualizing and thinking of things of how to like innovate the hair industry, but never took action on it. Me and Alex was always trying to come up with other businesses, doing other side things. So yeah, we kind of just stuck to our own thing. We didn't get into the hair vision just yet, not until my senior year. And then, what was it, 2 weeks before we graduated college, Alex, I walked right up to him and I was like, bro, we about to I told him our first invention. I'll leave it off for right now, but pretty much I was telling him that, bro, I'm gonna commit to this hair industry. Like, we're about to change the game.
No.
So that's when the first words were spoken into business right there.
So I told him too, I was gonna help you. I don't know how I was gonna help you, but I'll be there to actually promote your business or be a person to connect you to other people with that type of vision to get you off the ground. And, he's been consistent with his work from the day he left college in 2017. He actually graduated earlier. He was supposed to graduate in 2018, but
Yeah, my mistake, because he's a year behind you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So he graduated early and he went straight back to the crib. He started working on his project for the Wezteck Clippers. And he started shipping prototypes. I don't know how. This man has no no knowledge of technology or no knowledge of how to even create anything, but he stuck through it and he actually learned from other people who has product knowledge and knowledge about like technologies and inventions, and he started working hard. And he did the Clippers, and you already had the vision from the Durags in college.
Yeah.
You didn't know exactly how to like compile it together to make it what it is now, but you had the visions. So.
Yeah. We was like rookie waivers in college, low key. Like we was focused on it, but now we like, okay, now we focused.
Yeah. Like how do you get the inspiration for this stuff? This is just like pop up in your head, or
you gotta ask Wezteck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like where does the inspiration for this come? Like make you think like outside the box like this? The like books that you read or something?
Nah. I think it's just the upbringing of like the way my parents and my uncles always taught us. Like one thing is my uncles would always be like, yo, brand yourself. Like people who are branded, like, that's, you got a brand at that point. You got a name, you got something that can make money while you sleep at that point. But then also like growing up, my dad, like he's a project manager and he became a scrum master. And pretty much what that means is finding the most efficient ways to get from point A to point B, or how to cut out excess wasted time, things like that. And he always kind of taught us that growing up. And so I think my mindset has come to that, where it's like, okay, how do you take this hair industry that's been around since the birth of people, because we've been getting haircuts ever since, but why is it not that far along yet? Why are we still here? How do we get to that future? And that's kind of where that inspiration comes from. It's like, okay, let's start cutting out this middle thing. Let's make this more efficient, better, faster.
What did you learn during that 2020 period, that pandemic period? What did you learn that was able to catapult you to having a productive start to your business in 2021 and launching your business? Like, what did you learn in that period?
Man, that's a good question, because that's like when things really got serious for me and my business partner Dave, like, and Alex starting off the company. Is like me and my other business partner Dave, we work together here in Costa Mesa or Newport. Shout out to Dave, by the way. He's at home right now with some family.
Dave.
Yeah. So we both, when the pandemic hit, we both got sent home from work and we worked together. So we were like, shoot, like now we're both working from home, but we was at work every day together working on the same project. And we found ourselves with extra time. Like, honestly, we just had extra time now because we're at home, and that time that you just kill at work, now you're just sitting at home. So it's like, okay. So me and him just started like, all right, bro, let's maximize every single minute we have right now. And that's when things really got serious for, our company really building, because before that it was kind of just me. So it's not like I thought I was working, but once you got a team on your back like Alex and Dave, you working. Like there ain't no letting up. Yeah. So it's just when things got serious is when we found more free time on our hands.
Yeah, I agree with him too. I feel the same way as well. Yeah.
So in the pandemic is when the business was born.
Yeah, I had too much time on my hands, to be honest, bro. I got laid off from my job too because they were saying like, due to COVID, we had to lay off a couple people, so I didn't have a job. So I just been on live streaming, making my money from live streaming, and I had so much, time on my hand. I was like, I'm going to travel. I just been traveling during 2020. I know I shouldn't, but
a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
I know, right? Damn, bro. Feel bad about that.
It happens. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and I just went to Cali, chill my boy, and then he just showed me a great idea, and I just hop on. I was like, I gotta hop on before someone else hop on, to be honest.
The show, The Credentials, was born out of the pandemic of, like you said, having free time and wanting to provide some type of value. You know what I'm saying? And realizing that, what am I doing, or how can I help someone? Because like you all, like in entrepreneur phase, I don't have the time or monetary means to just give freely like how I want to give. So how can I give in another way? How can I provide value in another way? And I think that's cool that we're able, through the pandemic, to not be like, woe is us, and F the world, and it's like, nah,
Wow,
let's do
man.
something. Let's figure it out.
Let's
Like
work.
that's life at the end of the day. That's what life's about. Like, how do you handle these moments? These moments that aren't nice, that aren't like I had everything lined up because for me, I was planning on being taking my NFL certified agent test, being licensed and hitting the recruiting and going and posting and being pursuing my dream. But then boom, got taken away from me. It's like, what am I gonna do? Well, we can't cry over it. It happened. Now what? That's the whole message behind this. Is that what I love about you all, your story is that you started with college and it was inconsistent because it's college trying to figure everything out, but then you reconnected and boom, it's making a positive out of a negative. That's what it's about, sharing that it can happen, and it's gonna start small because we're not people are already established in our careers, and in this. So it starts small, but guess what? Your quality product, my quality service is gonna win in the end. It's gonna win in the end. As long as we just keep doing it and staying with it, it's gonna win in the end.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
It's exactly that. Consistency.
Yeah.
Persistent. Yeah.
Yeah. Consistently persistent. Yeah.
Consistently persistent. I like it.
that saying.
Yeah.
You said had it on my chest.
Yeah. Hey, don't play with that because that's what I do. What I like about this conversation is that we're in the beginning stages. So, when we have future episodes, we can chronicle each other's success, and show that over a course of 5-10 years, and that's what it takes. It takes a couple years, even 2-3 years, but it still takes a couple years that you can have. It shows a chronicle of growth and progression, and showing that if you stay committed, you can go from 1,000 followers, or for me 800 followers, to monetizing that. F the followers. That's all about monetization, because you can have 10,000 followers, but if all 10,000 are buying product, then guess what? You're gonna be okay. Or or buying into your service, and you're able to provide 10,000 people with a quality service or product, then that's better than having 100 million followers and only 1,000 of them are actually into your product.
But
we talked about that.
Talked about that, yo. Especially like when what's so crazy, when we hit a people on IG that has 500,000, 400,000 followers, right? We start to look at the analysis part, right? The insights of how many views that they get per post, right? They have 400K followers, they only get like 10,000 views. It's like it doesn't make it make sense. You feel me? It doesn't add up. And then at the same time, it's like, all right, you see a small business that's trying to flourish and they need your help at the same time for publicity, but you're gonna over here charge us $1,000 for a post when you get 10,000 views. Doesn't make sense. Where coming from?
Yeah, but I think it's also like a buyer beware as a business and social media marketing, is that you gotta be intentional on who you're selecting to endorse your product, because not everyone on social media is trying to monetize it. That's another thing too, that even having this conversation, realizing that, what we're saying, yeah, like you want people, but not everyone wants. Some people just want to just show pictures and just show their food and just show cool things, and that's it. They don't care, they don't need it, they're not wanting. So it's important that us as people that are trying to be in the business and using social media, you gotta make sure you're engaging, because that 800,000 followers is literally just maybe because that person is attractive and they're just getting looked at. You know what I'm saying? Like when they sell a product, it's in one ear out the other. When they put something of like value, it's like no one engages in it because they're not showing themselves, and that's why people are there. So that's one of those things that as us as people that want to be in the business of using social media, we got to be aware of.
Big facts.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
That's so true. Yeah. It's completely true.
So how do you all break up the business? Because I think that's really cool how that you all decided in college to form a business. So how'd you all come up with whose role is what? So like in your business, like what is your responsibility, and then what is your responsibility?
Man, I think that just came naturally. Like Me and Alex, like we said, we've done business before. Like we've done a whole bunch of side hustles already, and like we've thought about way bigger businesses that we want to create in the future. And we just understand each other's role. Like his like the way he expresses himself is different than I do, and so like coming into this durag business, Alex was already head first. Like, dude, like I can market the hell out of this. Like I can attack people. I know people. Like I can get this thing going every single week. Some new idea, something new to spark the business, spark sales. And it just came naturally with Alex. Okay, like, all right, you hit that hard. And then for me, I was more of the one that like had the prototype, so I can focus on the product and creating the better product and, you know, the stitching. And then my other business partner, he focuses on the quality as well with that. So our business was just split up naturally with the way we express ourselves.
He's obsessed with perfection. That's what I'm thinking. It took him a minute. Like every time he sent me like a prototype, he was like, "That's it." Like, nah, it could be a little bit tighter.
That's real.
Put more work into it. I'm like, yo, to be honest, I'm like looking at the product. I'm like, yo, it's done. He's like, nah, I gotta go back to like the drawing board and make a whole new prototype because I'm not really liking it. That's like what I like with Wes. He's like, he's so obsessed. Like that's his reason. He's like about like perfection. You know what I mean?
Like your passion, you're monetizing your passion, you know?
Exactly.
And that's really dope because a lot of times we have passions but we don't know how to monetize it. So it's dope that you were able to figure out a way to monetize your passion. So let's talk about you cutting hair. Like, did your pops, like, did your grandpa cut hair? Like, what got you into just cutting hair? Was it just you just wanted to stay fresh?
Nah, it's my pops, man. Like I've actually, crazy fact, I've actually never had my hair cut in a barbershop. I've been to barbershops plenty of times. I've been in so many barbershops. I know a lot of barbers, but I've never got my hair cut in a barbershop. So like growing up, my dad always cut my hair. And then when I was like 15, I was like, yo, like I want to start cutting my own hair. So I started cutting my own hair, and then my cousin was cutting hair at that time too, so he would cut my hair, so I want to learn from him. So it was kind of like already naturally there, but going into college, yeah, homie came up to me, or actually he asked everyone, he was like, who can cut hair? And I was like, bro, I got you. The rest is history from there.
Hey, especially at like a school like yours, where it's like a college town, you know, it's not really licensed barbers in the area. I'm pretty sure you made a nice little penny, but also that probably also led to you like really developing that passion because you got to do it so many times and so many times, and then you probably like, what's an add-on? You know, how can I add more value to the cut, and how can I protect the cut and build a even broader customer base? You know what I'm saying? So that's just dope that you had that entrepreneurial mindset, because that's similar to the barber I had at when I was up at Florida State, where he wasn't really thinking about being a barber, but it was kind of like, yo, who can cut? And then now he's like really taking it serious as a business. Shout out my boy John Walls. He does amazing things.
Hey, we'll link with him one day. I got something for you, John Walls.
Oh, for sure. We gotta link up for sure. You know what I'm saying? Eventually we gotta have 20 of these in his shop, and then you know what I'm saying, you get a fresh cut, and then you get a WezTeck Durag, and then you Gucci. You get
WezTeck Clippers.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'll say right there.
Exactly. When you start getting into the business formation phase, and as much as you can without giving away your secrets, like, what does it take to start a business like this? Because as I said, you know, part of the mission is to share perspectives and different ventures that, or, you know what I'm saying, different ventures that we just think about being entertainment, you know, and we don't really know about the hair industry, the beauty industry, the sports sales industry, and different things like that. So like I said, to repeat the question, you know, when did you guys start taking this seriously, and how did you break up the responsibilities to get it to where it's at now?
I was always trying to do I was trying to drop ship in the beat, and I was telling Beat like, yo, I'm trying to sell Durags and drop shipping. I was on Vigo and I was on Tide, and I was like on live stream and seeing all these people wearing Durags. I'm like, dude, we need to start selling Durags. I feel like this is the way this is like the new wave, the new trend right now. For some odd reason, you know, Duragz is really popular in like 1990s, the early 2000s, and it kind of like died off like in the middle part of like the 2010s, and now it's picking back up. So I see a whole bunch of people on live stream wearing Duragz.
Yeah.
So I got fascinated, and plus I was already thinking about having a drop shipping business with D. And when I went to Las Vegas, and I told you to come through to Las Vegas to meet with you.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Wes about, I don't know how we started, but we ended up in a conversation with Duragz. And he told me he had a prototype. And I was like, yo, let me see this prototype when we get back to California. And I seen the prototype. I was like, bro, this is it. This is the $1 million idea right here to the moment. Yeah. And I fell in love with it. And that's how it started for me.
Okay. And then which side of the story?
No, I mean, exactly what kind of he just said, but for me, because I've been working on my company, you know, for kind of years now, but working on the other product. And then I've been thinking about this Durag like the whole time since we graduated college. Like, it's always been in the back. It's just always been there. And honestly, one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a little prototype. I got some free time. It was probably like a year ago now. And then I just had it kind of laying around. I would use it. And then when Alex came around, exactly what he just said, I was like, yo, I got a prototype. And then after that, we were both like, all right, full speed ahead. We got to commit. That's just it from here.
Like some like independent like investigation online to see if there's any other competitors that had a Durag or a buckle attached to it. We didn't see any. So we're like, yeah, I think this is like a gold mine. Okay. And that's how it started.
What gives you all the confidence to stay like persistent and consistent? You know what I'm saying? Because it is tough and it does take years. It took you years to get to this point. So like, what has kept you like committed and confident that your dream is what your dream is?
Shoot, there's two different answers to that. What keeps us going right now, or like what keeps me driven, is my business partners, like Alex. Like, I don't know, like I can't let him down, so I'm gonna always keep working harder, you know? And then, but what has kept me going for years is, man, I don't want to work for the man. I want to work for myself one day.
That's real. That's real.
Likewise for me too, man. I don't want to let him down, nor Dave. So I mean, that's why I keep pushing, trying to find, you know, different tactics for marketing. Try to go to pop-up events. You know, sacrificing my weekends to make sure that people know our brand. It's just because A, I don't want to work for anybody no more, and then B is like I have a team that I need, you know, to support and to make sure I'm always there, ready for anything. So that's my main thing.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. I mean, honestly, that's why I like having this show is for you young entrepreneurs or just entrepreneurs in general that are in the beginning stages, just like this. You know, it's not like I have hundreds of thousands of people looking at this right now, but like you said, it goes to the marketing. Once you show it, quality will in the end win out. You know, just like a quality conversation, just like a quality product, in the end, it's gonna get the views and the admiration or the following or the spreading of the following that it deserves. It's just a matter about being committed, being consistent with it, and putting quality out there. You know, putting quality out there. These things are dope though. Like I said, like this is quality, and what I like about it too is it doesn't have that feel, because I've been wearing this for over an hour now, you know, between on and off camera, and it don't feel like, damn, I'm gonna get like those
crease in the forehead.
Yeah, crease in the forehead.
That's what we're trying to eliminate, is crease in the forehead. It doesn't slip off, easy to put on, and it's just convenient. I mean, that's our main goal, is, you know, to execute a brilliant product for people to use. So I mean, that was our main focus. Just, you know,
exactly.
Product.
What makes your Durag so dope?
Man, I'll just do a little quick bit why I think the Durag is so dope. I think it's, first of all, it's built differently. It's innovative, in my opinion. It's quicker, it's more efficient. It fits you every single time personally. Like, it's a personalized fit. That's just kind of it. It's efficient, personalized, fits great. And that's why I love it. It's different. It's something new to the game. It's not your average.
Yeah, it's definitely not your average. Also, we're trying to, you know, we're trying to bring a different like spotlight on Durags. Instead of looking at it as a way to create waves, we're trying to make it seem like, you know, you can have this like fashion. It's a fashion statement as well. It's not just like, oh, just put it on, create waves, or, you know, to keep your Durags, your braid intact, but also like we're trying to like, you know, make it as a fashion statement as well, instead of just like a use for waves and other stuff.
Yeah, and as you can see, I'm someone not really proficient in the durag realm, and this is very easy for me to put on, put off. Like I said, what I love about it, the quality. It feels really good, and more importantly, it looks pretty nice. I think on this camera, I look pretty fashionable.
No, you look good, man.
I think you look pretty fashionable as well.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
You just tie like this. Okay, yeah, word. You just like this.
Me,
Damn, this is a lot, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie,
This is
bro.
dope. This is a lot easier than the old school durags where I wasn't.
I like to have my shit hanging, bro. I keep my shit hanging.
Yeah, either way, it's tough.
Keeping my shit
I'm not
hanging.
gonna lie, what I like about it though is the quality. Like, it feels good in my hands, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It feels, it's clean, it's smooth,
That's good. That's what we was going for, you know,
Yeah,
quality.
Yeah, because you know, typically like durags are not something that is quote unquote fashionable. At least when I was watching Def Comedy, Jam, you know what I'm saying? They were roasted. But
Exactly.
it's like with these, it's like, you know what? LA Fitness, I can hit the gym. Or just like for you, like when you get your hair done, it's like
Right.
a dope way for men to have a fly, nice way to protect your hair, protect your head. You know?
That's the whole thing. Yeah. Like, honestly, bro, like, if I don't do my hair, like, yeah, I just throw in the durag. And now it's our own durag, like our company. So I'm like, I feel more stylish going out in our durag. I don't feel like, it's dope.
Exactly. That's what I do like about your durag. Like I feel like cool wearing this. Like it's not something that's like, it's a durag.
Exactly. I'm weak. No, honestly, the funny thing is you say that. One of my biggest things though is like us coming up, like one day all of us are gonna be very wealthy businessmen, in my opinion. I truly believe that. You know, just like you said, we start small. But like we went to a meeting the other day with like this high-end business guy, Renzo Milano, and like I don't know, like I didn't feel the need that I had to like get super dressed up. I was like, you know what, like I am me, you know, like I'm coming to the table with something right now. I don't need to try to impress him with the way I dress and look, you know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we could like be ourselves. Like
I remember with my mom was like, if you get tattoos, like you're not gonna be employable. You know what I'm saying? And literally, people never
talked about it.
Yeah, if anything, it helped. It helped. It was a conversation starter because these old established people are like, wow, he can really articulate himself and carry himself, and then he has this. It's like, whoa.
Exactly.
Ideas probably. You know, but that's real though. It's like, but also I also think about it too. Like, if you really want to go deep about it, like what we're in 2020, I would say probably since 2000 is when people that look like us have really been able to achieve things. You know what I'm saying? Be able to really go out and
you need to put some podcasts. They need to hear.
And
it's recording. Let them hear that part, bro. That's really key.
Yeah, because that's what it is, though. You know, it's like we've only really had a chance to really be in the business world and have opportunities last 30 years. Like, 70s and 80s, it wasn't that sweet. It wasn't that simple. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like I said, this is important. It's like it's showing, you know, like, oh, think differently. Like if you have a passion for something, try to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? And it may be something that you think is like, what? But it's not even that you're gonna think that, others are gonna think that, but don't worry about that. Because guess what? They gonna like it because that's how everything happens. It's hated on, and then it's imitated, and then it's like you didn't even have nothing to do with it.
Exactly, bro. I swear, G. Bro,
That's
I
what we're
swear,
saying.
bro.
Like launching the Duragz. A lot of people started hating on the product, like negative feedbacks. But at the end of the day, we have more positive feedbacks than we get negative feedbacks because
Exactly.
you try out something first before you knock it down. I be trying to tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
Try it out first before you knock it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Like,
when
you feel,
first.
do you feel the buckle?
Not really.
You don't feel it, right?
Not really. No. Not really.
Exactly. Everyone's like, oh man, it's probably hella uncomfortable, and it's like,
Nah.
don't feel no, like it's not uncomfortable. Try it before you knock it.
Yeah, bro. Like,
But here's the thing. It's really hard to unlearn. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to unlearn. And that's what I'm realizing, because a lot of stuff that we learned is not the right things. So it's hard for people to unlearn, and like, you know, because when they talk about businesses, as we know, like one of the things is like moats. Like, what's your competitive moat? You know, and like Apple, like it's hard for someone to unlearn. As I have an Apple laptop, an Apple computer, so it's hard for someone to learn to go to Dell. Like subconsciously, I don't think any computers are nice, because I'm just like Apple. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's like the phone. I would never do anything else. I mean,
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard for me to unlearn that.
Yeah. So now you extrapolate that to the everyday person. It's hard for the everyday people, once they get onto some idea, to unlearn it and unthink it.
Exactly.
But that's where the consistency, persistency, consistently. That's how that all adds up. Yeah,
bro. One day,
consistent. You know what I mean? That's how that adds in. That's how that adds in.
One day people are gonna be like, "You used to tie your durag?"
That's what I'm saying. This is
like,
it's like Bitcoin. This is like Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Where it's like, what? You using digital currency? Like, hey, what is this digital? I'm not gonna lie, bro. 2015, I go to UF. My roommate, shout out Brandon. He was begging me to invest into Bitcoin. This dude, you go in his room, he had the chart, like stock charts, his laptop open, and he was like, yo, I remember one time I owed $200, $250, and he's like, Charles, don't pay me back, just invest in Bitcoin. And I was just like, nah, bro, I'll just pay you back. You know, cause just being just ignorant and just unaware of what it is. Now? I hope so. I hope so. He has to be.
Yeah, he has to be.
He was on it, bro. When I tell you he was on it, he was on it. Like, literally, I had never met this dude a day in my life, and he was just stock charts and this and that. And he was telling me it's coming.
It's coming, bro. See?
Bro, and I was just like,
a visionary. Damn.
Yeah, I was like, when it reached that like 10, 20,000 threshold, like 2018, 2019, right? Yeah, I'm just like, I remember immediately, I was just thinking of him.
And it was like at 7 cents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, damn, I know he hit a
I wish I had invested in Bitcoin.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But instead, it's now at least we're aware about these opportunities now. You know, at least we're aware of like, oh, you can invest in something, and if you have some patience, right? And you have some patience with it, that look what it can grow to. Because that's what they say with investing. Like, that's how I approach investing, where when I invest, I don't want to invest right now because I'm still in the accumulation period. I want to invest where I could just put a lump sum in, let it chill for a decade, chill for 2 decades, 3 decades, and then when I'm ready to pull it out, it's like, oh, stocks. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, that's how they do it. That's how that's in my opinion, that's well, that's not the best way, but that's just the way I prefer. That's the way I would prefer investing.
That's how I prefer it too.
Yeah, that's how I'd be most comfortable.
You should treat it like your bank account, to be honest. It's the only thing that's actually going to accumulate
Exactly.
money for you.
and that's something that I'm just now learning in 2020. That's what I learned in 2020 for me. It was just like understanding.
I was telling him
finances.
I'm about to put like a couple stacks into like trading like penny stocks and stuff like that. I was like, yo, that's like my saving accounts right there. Where I can see that thing eventually keep growing.
Yeah, like I literally just got rid of my bank account for that reason. Like, I got one of them. I'm like, why am I saving money in a bank account?
And they're gonna use your money to
because that's what they do.
Else, right?
Yeah, I'm just because I really just tapped in. I'm like, why am I saving money when I get a penny stock in return?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, someone can have 20,000.
Yeah.
Someone can have 20,000 in a Chase account or Wells Fargo account, and it's literally you get 0.001.
It's literally nothing. Yeah.
And then get 20 flipping it. You know, so it's like even learning that, you know, is like I think is just something that to be mindful of and to be aware of. You know.
Yeah. It's just good talking about business, I think. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I like it. It's like, cause you don't, in our culture, you don't have a lot of these talks.
No, you don't.
I have my homie Vernon. That's really like, and Kevius, where like I can really talk some business stuff. But outside of that, it's not really our thing, you know? And even changing that is dope. What you about to say?
You gotta surround yourself. You gotta surround yourself with good people, have that same like mindset of yourself. Like that's why I roomed up with Wes in college because me and him had like business mindset. We're like, yo, we're not trying to work with anybody. If we are working with someone, it's only for a short time before we actually work with ourselves. You know what I mean? I hate working for someone else's dream. My dad always told me, don't work for someone else's dream.
Yeah.
Work for your own dream. So I always keep that with myself. Like I'm tired of people.
Yeah, and I think to add on to that, you know, sometimes you have to. It's okay to work for someone else's dream because you have to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And if someone's gonna give you an opportunity, and in today's day and age, it's not as cheap. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we're trying to live in a big city, it's not cheap. So you're gonna have to work unless you have a financial situation with your background, your upbringing. You're gonna have to work for someone. That's okay. But it's when you're working for that person, don't put your dreams on the back burner because that's what happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, my mom wanted to be a pharmacist, but you know what I'm saying? Through having us and through just trying to survive, she had to put her dreams on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's my lesson without her having to say it of, hey, be intentional and like, even while you're working for somebody else's dream, don't let yours die.
Exactly. Amen to that. Amen.
While you working your job, you and Dave were like, I'm still gonna work. We're still gonna work on our dream. You know what I'm saying?
Steady work.
As we know, we have plenty of hours in the day. It's just do we want to use them and how can we motivate ourselves to use them? That's why it's easy for you to motivate yourself to do it because it's your passion. You like hair, you like it. You know what I'm saying? It's something you're passionate about. So it's not hard for you to gather motivation. You know, it's like,
no, exactly,
So it's not hard for you to gather motivation to hit the gym, right? You know what I'm saying? Or put on WezTeck Durag. Like that's just what it is.
It's what it is.
It's just what it is. Exactly.
You're motivated. You're disciplined. A lot of people have. You're not disciplined. That's the reason why a lot of people don't get out their comfort zone to do something because they're so complacent with just doing the bare minimum. And they feel like they're too scared at the same time. Like I feel like we're scared to get out your comfort zone to achieve your goals. You're gonna always be stuck in that little pivot, like
everybody.
Yeah, everybody. You feel me? Like you're gonna have that type of mindset. So I always try to like get myself out the comfort zone to like do new things and to be adventurous. So
and a lot of people don't hear it though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like hearing y'all story, like y'all had someone above you that was intentional in telling y'all like find your thing, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure like a lot of people like for myself, like I would say like my mom told me like go to college, but she didn't have I wasn't always with that entrepreneurial mindset of like owning my own or really understanding what that really means.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that through my college experiences. So, you know, this is also a way of just saying like, if you never heard of that, then now you need to be aware of like,
exactly.
Realize you gotta monetize your passion, and it's not an overnight thing. Nothing's overnight. Even when something looks like it's overnight, it's not overnight. It's like Lil Baby, like for 2 years, he was behind. You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby was behind the Migos and all them learning for 2 years. Then he became someone like, oh, he just came out of nowhere and smashed hits. It's like Nah, he
Worked
was
up
2 years in the lab, in the studio, watching and learning.
It was
and,
his time, you know.
Yeah, being the first performer when there's 50 fans,
Right.
and see those experiences, staying with it. That not getting like I'm getting this money, but no one's watching, and not getting discouraged that you end up hitting it.
Exactly.
That's crazy. It's a build. It's a build.
Yeah. And this is the hardest part, honestly, to me, is to build it. Because when you're coming up with the idea, it's fun.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so fun to come up with the idea, come up with the concept, and then it's like even this. It's like, yo, podcast with just my homie just kicking it.
I was excited for this podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then it's like to build it. Like, oh, now I gotta do the marketing side. Now I gotta edit the videos. Now I gotta put it together. I don't got no one scheduling these meetings. I gotta put them together. You know what I'm saying? Set up my own stuff. It's the build. This is where the champions are made. You know what I'm saying? We can handle the part, then because the top is that's where honestly gets boring. Honestly, and that's when you're probably gonna want to start up a next crazy invention.
Yeah.
Because once you reach it, and then now at that point, then the challenge is how do I retain the money that I got for producing a great product? You know what I'm saying? How do I use this in a creative way to where I can keep ordering more product, but also save it and play from my kid's kid. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Dynasty.
Yeah. You got multiple hustles, but at the same time, perfect one first. Like you said.
You're just speaking words, bro. I feel like you're just taking words out of my mind that I thought before you could, bro. You just said everything perfect. I'm like, bro, amen.
It's what I call it is this is not coincidence, it's confirmation. We all get our different random doses of confirmation that we're on the track. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think deja vu is. I think deja vu is showing you that you're exactly where you were supposed to be at that time. Like you made it to where you were supposed to be at. Huh?
Deja vu is crazy.
It is, huh?
That thing is crazy.
I still can't wrap around the concept of deja vu.
Yo, that thing is crazy. It's like, I swear to God, I've been here before.
I think it's just like your life lined up like where you were supposed to be at. Like your alternate soul or whatever fucking met up with you. Like, yep, you're here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, yo, deja vu is honestly crazy. There's a couple. I've had like 2 or 3 where I'm like, I've lived another life before.
I swear.
I've lived another life before. But yeah, that's also like, to me, like speaking of like the higher power, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a higher energy. Just that's another version of deja vu is like when you think about something, like or someone on your mind, like, yo, I'm gonna reach out to them. And then
I believe deja vu is law of attraction, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like that's what I believe. Yeah. It's like if you manifest something, you keep on thinking about it, and you put an action behind it, it's gonna happen. And once that happens, like, damn, bro, like deja vu, you feel me? Like that's so crazy. Yeah. You've been thinking about it so much that you actually manifest it to like it's physical. That's like Will Smith, bro. You feel me? Because Will Smith actually has like some crazy ass like theories and ideas about like law of attraction that actually makes kind of sense. Like makes sense to me. Yeah, that's like a role model too. So,
Uncle Will, dude.
Uncle Will, bro. He is.
I think technology is the future, honestly. And I want more like little kids, like especially people that look like us, to like, I don't know, to take
little kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like his niece, like she should be someone that's like in the tech world, like there's a whole world out there of this stuff that's not created yet, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And we're technology. Not into it. We just gotta play the games on the iPad and the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know how to build it and how to break it apart, put it together, and how to create stuff off of it. We don't know.
Start creating what's next after that.
Yeah.
She just swore some shit? Damn.
Yeah. The London Bridge is falling down. This is the new wave
It is
of
the new wave.
radio and television and honestly learning. This is a new wave of learning. I've learned a lot of stuff through podcasts. I'm not gonna lie. I've learned a lot of stuff through podcasts, and this is another way to just add to the ecosystem.
Yep.
And like I said, I thank you guys for taking the time to be a part of this, and this was dope.
I don't say no
yeah.
to publicity, bro.
Yeah.
I don't say no to anything that's gonna help us.
Likewise. Well, you gotta say it depends. Like I said, you gotta do your research. You gotta do your research. What other products? I know you've been kind of coy. Do you have any products as well besides the Durags that you're looking to release in the future or having cook up in the future?
Yeah. We got a lot. We got a lot down the pipeline. So main thing, as I said, is cutting hair, and we already got a product patent pending. We actually have two products patent pending. They both deal with hair clippers. What was that?
I said, you hear that, Shark Tank?
Yeah, so we got two.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, exactly.
They love that, bro. They love that, bro. It's the first thing they ask when you have a product.
So yeah, we're our focus. I mean, is the hair clippers or like the hair realm. Like that's where the first invention is going towards. So it's we got the hair clippers coming. We got combs that we're gonna come out with. We got scissors, shears, whatever you want to call them. We got a lot of stuff. But we got to start small. So we're starting with the durags and the clippers first.
That's dope. Well, see, like I said, like I like having expanding our minds, bro. Like I didn't really think about monetizing everything about the barber business. So do you have like a barber shop that you like cut at her now?
Nah. So I only do like side cuts right now. I'm a project engineer for a company out here.
Ah, okay. So that's the main hustle.
Yeah, that's not even the hustle. That's what pays the bills.
Skills, yeah. That's the career, yeah. But like I said, even still though, the fact that you thinking about like monetizing every aspect of like the barber experience, from the shears to the clippers to
this is one of our combs. Like you see this comb right here?
Mhm.
A regular comb. This is a regular comb right here,
Yeah.
This is all 3D printed. I just made this one. But you see how like you have the thin side and the thick side. And then you have like another comb like this where it's just all thick.
These are just prototypes you made.
I just made this one, but
Damn, that's crazy.
you can adjust from thick to thin, just like that.
Damn. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, you see that? So I could have thick ones, or I could go straight to thin ones,
Wow.
like that.
Yeah, bro, you're creative, bro.
It's just little things that we can keep going into the industry, like so someone doesn't have one single comb like this.
Nah, it's real. And that's what I'm saying too, because my barber down here, he used to be a traveling barber. Like up until the pandemic time, he was working with like Ikoko. You know Ikoko?
I've never heard of Ikoko, no.
Okay, it's like a styling gel.
Okay.
And it was like the dad made it, and then his sons made like a more luxurious brand called El Patron. And
Shit.
yeah, and with El Patron, like they had me as like a sales rep. So we would go to shows like I said, like the Dallas show and like literally, or even the
Big
Miami haircut show. Yeah, and they're looking to buy product.
Yes.
And they also like the flair of us, like looking different, having the swag, because it was funny, like like the show was on Bravo, and it was like a haircut lady. Her name was like Tabitha.
Was it like strictly in the salon or barbershop, or what was it?
A salon show, I think. It was like a salon hair show. It was like on Bravo TV. It was like this lady named Tabitha, and she was like contestant on the show or whatnot.
I'm not too familiar now, but
The long story short, she was like the main act, right? She
Nah.
was like a good following. but she was just doing cuts, and then my barber was like, he was like cutting my hair and stuff like that. It was like a whole bunch of girls, and they were going crazy.
There's so much energy. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some noise.
I feel like you guys would kill it because you guys would just be so different. Like you cutting Alex's hair on stage, and then like showing your products, and then also ending it with your durag. And then after they're like, "Yo, who wants what? Come to our booth." Money,
bro.
Money.
I'm already knowing. We just talked to the dude. Like I said, we just met with him. He said that he made $300,000 within 3 days at the conventions, selling his product. Yeah.
First, lock it down. One day at a time. Lock it down. That'd be the worst. When you think she gets smooth and then life happens.
Life happens. People change.
You gotta wait, G. Are there any like books or podcasts that you all look to or use on a daily basis to give you knowledge, or from self-help to whatever the case may be?
I got one.
I only got one book. Is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay. That's real though. That's
I don't want to be in a rat race no more.
Yeah, that's a good one book though. Okay,
yeah, I got that from you, bro, from your dad.
Yeah, bro. He came to visit.
This book.
Yeah. Did you read it or did you listen to it?
No, I actually read the whole book. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I did.
So what did you get from it? What was the message that you got from it?
That everybody's in the rat race, and everybody want to live in a 9 to 5. Everybody has more liability, so they will buy a house instead of having more assets. So give me I got like the concept of like maybe less liability, not getting like Rolex, not getting like houses or cars that's going to cost me losing money, but to invest in something that's going to bring me asset. And I think this company is an asset company too, because we're going to profit on it, and I'm not losing any money from it. So that's what it got to me in that mindset, that business mindset. Yeah, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be in that rat race no more, bro. I don't want to like get a house, get a kid, buy a job.
That's real. That's real. Yeah. What about you?
I listen to a podcast called How I Built This by Guy Raz on NPR. Yeah, if you haven't listened to a podcast, check that one out. Guy Raz ever hears this, shout out to you, man. You know?
What's funny is my boy Ricky, he owns a rage room called Wrecking for Lauderdale.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, we go and break stuff. Yeah,
that was
and
fun.
I asked him the same question. He said the same exact answer as you. He's like, "How I built this guy, Guy what?
Guy Raz.
Guy Raz.
R-A-Z, yeah.
Yeah, Guy Raz, NPR, How I Built This. That was his thing as well. Yeah, that one's good. I also would recommend this one called Earn Your Leisure. It is a podcast that basically has from entrepreneurs to hedge fund managers or to different type of financially successful people, trucking business, different entrepreneurs and like their journey. And these are more established. Yeah, and these are more established entrepreneurs, so they can kind of give information on what they did to have success. MLS the same type of vibe. And he was saying one thing that, because a lot of people look at me like mad businesses and stuff like that, but he's like, the key to my success is that I mastered my first business first. I mastered my first, like my skill set first, and then I started dibbling dabble. Like basically, I got my bread, and then I started investing. I didn't just try to open a motivational speaking course and then also try to do this and that. It's like, nah, I'm
one at a time.
Motivational speaking, make mad bread off of this, and then now I'm gonna use my capital, and with all the knowledge I have, now I can use it different ways and build on it.
Man, that's the same thing in the West, bro. I was like, bro, I'm just gonna stick with this shit, bro. Master this shit.
Yeah, master how to market this. This will be your concept, and then the next when you come out with the shoes and the clippers, it's like, oh, I know the formula. I know how long it's
going to take. Everything that we come out with, the bags, the restaurants, the fucking apps, whatever we do.
Coming up with that restaurant, bro, for real, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna know how to market anything by the time we die.
But Brewski's a must, bro. Panorama's a must, bro. The gem bags, bro, where it's a GIA has, bro, it's a must, bro. We have so many. Like when we talk about, bro, we have so much ideas, bro.
Yeah, I love it, bro.
we gotta start with this one baby right here.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because a lot of times your first business is just really so you can launch the big business. You know, it's like Elon Musk. People see Tesla, it's like, but he started out with PayPal. You know, and
He owns PayPal?
No, he was a part of it. Like I know he got a lot of bread off of it, off of PayPal. He might have invented it. He might have. But I know he got a lot of bread off of it, and then he invested it some more, and then now he's able to build Tesla. You know what I'm saying? So this is probably just, you know, what WezTeck Durag is probably just the foundation of what builds it.
Oh yeah, that's initially what Alex said. These durags can give us money to build more. So,
like I said, WezTeck Duragz, premium velvet durags, the best in the business. 90% polyester, 10% spandex, made in the U.S. A U.S. made product. You know, support local businesses, support businesses that look like you. You know what I'm saying? People like you. But also support different businesses. Support businesses that don't look like you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Support businesses that are on the come up and on the rise and have quality. You know what I'm saying? Right. That have quality. At the end of the day, we don't want you, don't just buy anything just to buy anything. But if it's quality, support it. I like it a lot, bro. That's what it do right. That boy like it do right. I like it a lot, bro.
Yeah, we just, something fun, creative, new, different.
Do something different.
Exactly.
We get better.
Even if it's old, it's shit. That's old shit gets sold every day, B.
Exactly, yeah.
Old shit.
I was wearing some corduroy the other day, and someone was like, "Damn, you wearing corduroy?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "I haven't seen that since the '80s." I'm like, "I love corduroy." It's new, or it's old, but it's new again.
Fashion is fashion. At the end of the day, it's timeless. Fashion is like art. It's timeless. You know what I'm saying?
It's always gonna recycle too.
Yeah. Vintage. There's I know a kid in Gainesville that has a business of just selling retro gator stuff. Yeah, like he'll just go to like thrift stores and buy old gator gear, like UF gear, and just resell it. What? You know what I'm saying? The whole business of selling old stuff, quote unquote.
Also, every pattern is different on the durag, so you're gonna be unique. So they're all different.
Stand out and stand above.
Yes.
So that was dope. We can edit the rest.
Yeah.
I like the good part. Now we just